McGill Street is the theme for today. We'll be walking from the bottom of McGill down at the old port, starting with a little view of a terrific spot to have a little beverage after work, Marché des Écluses, down at the bottom of McGill Street. It's a little windy today, so I apologize for some of the noise you might hear. So here's our street today, McGill. Small street with a lot going on. Got my favorite coffee place to buy coffee. We got a chunk of the Berlin Wall that we'll visit. We got a little slice of Paris. Some great restaurants. Unbelievable architecture. And just across the canal here, the famous silos. Such a visual landmark for the old port of Montreal. No longer in use. And now we're going to head up McGill Street, named after James McGill, Scottish fur trading baron, made a fortune. And yes, it's the same fellow that McGill University gets its name from. James McGill donated a large chunk of land and a large amount of money to get McGill University off the ground. So it bears his name, as does one of Montreal's great little streets, McGill, running south to north. Kind of is a separation of old Montreal to our right, to the east, with the newer part of the city north and west. McGill Street was a powerhouse of finance in the 19th, early part of the 20th century. Heads of the railways, banking, the Canadian customs buildings just up ahead on the right. That was featured in a film with Marlon Brando and Robert De Niro and a young Ed Norton. They were doing a big heist out of the building. So I'll show you that in a sec. Right here is the Grey Sisters. Terrific spot to sit and have a pint after work. It's a microbrewery where they make their own fine ales. A lot of nice restaurants, bars on this street. There's the Pub Jelly. Here's the old Canada Customs building. A real stunning work of architecture. If you're in the neighborhood, spend a minute here and check it out. It's really cool. So we had the old working port of Montreal just at the end of the street. The ships would unload their goods. You come up the street here, get taxed at the customs building, loaded on the railways, and off she went. I'll speak briefly about some of the restaurants that I do know well. This one on our left is called Le Quartet. It's one of the best places in town for a Sunday brunch. The food here is incredible. Giant stack of pancakes or some traditional bacon and eggs, but done up really, really well. I highly recommend it. There's a few famous hotels and restaurants on the street, so during Grand Prix weekend in June you'll see a lot of really nice cars, your Lamborghinis, McLarens, high-end Aston Martins and Porsches, all coming up and down this street. To our right here we have Place Youville. And if you go through this little park, about 2 blocks down on the left side of the street, a place called Calem. Really good spot to pick up some ice cream. In fact, it's our favorite ice cream spot in the area around Old Montreal. Again, some of the architecture in this street is unparalleled. This is the St. Paul Hotel. Incredible details. A bit hard to see on film here, but up top there's I think they're lions' heads or dragons' heads up top. It's a Sunday afternoon as we film this, so not quite as busy as work day. Still a decent amount of traffic and noise. Again, sorry about that.
Oui, puis en fait, même si l'environnement.
And at 409, we have Holder Restaurant. Another wonderful place. The food there is very good. Unfortunately, you'll have to pay a decent price for it, but if you're looking for a nice night, terrific food, that's a place to go. Valier Restaurant right beside it, also a pretty good place. Beautiful decor inside if you just want to go in for a little martini or a glass of wine. The decor in there is really nice.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks. And moving along, we're gonna get to one of my favorite places in the city to buy coffee. In fact, I've been buying my morning brew here for the last couple years now. Structure at 460 McGill. Thanks for bearing with me while I restocked my supply. Should be good for another week or so. And we'll continue our walk northbound up McGill. Columbus Cafe across the street. Haven't been in there yet. One place I have been is 49th Parallel. Really, really good donuts in there. Good place to work as well. If you pop in with your laptop, get a coffee and a couple donuts, you'll be happy you did. Notre Dame Street here to our right. We did another video on that. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out what's going on down that street. So again, we have Old Montreal on our right, newer part of the city on the left. So kind of McGill's a good street to act as a bit of a separator between the two parts of the city. There's Victoria Square entering, named after Queen Victoria. So as I was saying, with Old Montreal to our right, and you'll get an idea of the separation when you see what's up on our left here. Is newer part of the city. And to our right here is a section called the Quartier International. And I'm going to pop in here and show you something pretty cool. So this is at 747 Victoria Square, which is part of McGill Street. Little diversion. Architecture in here is worth checking out. So this is a chunk of the actual Berlin Wall. Made it all the way to Montreal. Nice little piece of history there. All right, back to our tour of McGill. We're almost done. It's not a long street, but it's got a lot going on. If you like this sort of content, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We're going to start ramping up the content soon. We'll be putting these out every couple days. Different streets and regions in and around Montreal. Maybe some festivals. Whatever comes up. We'll cover most of the more interesting streets as well. So, thanks for tuning in. We'll continue north up McGill Street now. These escalators going down right here, by the way. From this corner in Old Montreal, you can get all the way downtown to the underground city. We'll do another video. I'll put a link in the description once it's complete, but I'm going to do a little map so you can figure out exactly how to get there. If it's raining or really cold out, you can go all the way from here to the Eaton Center without stepping outside. It's a little tricky to navigate, but it's pretty cool that we have so much of our city underground to protect us from the elements. It can get pretty cold here in the winter, let me tell you. Well, back to McGill. I'll head into Square Victoria, show you the statue of Queen Victoria. The square's been here for a long time. It's late 1700s, I believe. And the statue of Queen Victoria here was put up in 1872. Of course, Montreal is famous for the 1967 World's Fair. It was the center of the world for a little while. As part of the celebrations, the city of Paris donated this nice metro entrance. Art Nouveau, Metropolitain. There's a tour guide in front of me probably explaining a similar story. So anyways, this gateway to the metro was a gift of the city of Paris. Very beautiful. Again, you can also get into the underground city through the tunnels that are just down below here. And we'll be finishing up. This is the end of McGill just in front of us. W Hotel on the east side of the street. A lot of celebrities and such will spend some time there when they're in town. Moishe's Steakhouse on the corner. And this will mark the end of our tour of McGill Street, named after James McGill.